That's how we do it out here. That's how we do it in the country. We're pretty good at rocking. We're pretty good at rolling. People forget about us sometimes out here in rock and roll country. I don't belong I don't want to hang out no more. I shouldn't even be at work today. And that's my life in a nutshell, really. First, like the art has to come first. The art comes first, and with that comes all the possibilities of the universe. I don't even have to like think much about stuff because I'm already hip. I'm already with it, and I'm already expounding the boundaries of words that I don't understand or know how to use in a sentence. It's just one of those things. It comes with the territory. Rock and roll, baby. Rock and frickin' roll. I hope everybody's having a good day. My name is Gory Stubbs. I've been waiting for you to come along. I don't have any more words for this song, but I know if I did, it wouldn't matter. And I think that was the first day I learned what it really meant to be a rock and roller. You know what I mean? It's something that just comes out of the blue. It just kind of punches you in the guts, right in the chest sometimes too. One time I got throat punched by music. It wasn't a pretty day, let me tell you that much. I let my guard down, and rock and roll got the best of me. I wrote a song about it. Rock, 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 rock and roll got the best of me. And it goes on and on too, but that's how we do it down here in rock and roll land. I think at this point I'm just drinking my hair. All right. I just kind of shut the windows so we can have more privacy as well. Patrick. Hey. Huh? No. Robin. Hi. I saw my soul earlier, my rock and roll soul, and it really it rattled me. It sent me down a rattling, like hopscotch game of wonder and amazement, but in childlike wonder. This wonderful feeling that I hadn't felt in many years. but the important thing is that I felt at home. I didn't feel alone so much anymore. But I was sad nonetheless. I would have gone to college, but I couldn't pass the test. I got so lazy, I got fat and sad on my ass. I got home cooking in the backyard. Sorry, I got kind of. I think that's how that song went. I might have embellished a little bit. But I think with rock and roll, you could totally do that. Patrick, okay. Nah, I don't need money, dude. I just need rock and roll heaven. I just need a rock and roll heaven. God, that'd be one hell of a band. Damn. I want to do a show sometime soon where the whole set, each song and everything is in the same key. So you could just have something start off the entire show like a sound effect, a keyboard or something like that. But it just like it's a certain note, and it just like little goes throughout the entire like 35 minute set or whatever. And you can just sort of like wrap your songs around it in a way. It's like the spine, and everybody would love me, and I would go to rock and roll heaven. It's been a long day, but I've been like totally rocking out and stuff. Anyways, what now? You're impressed. Thank you. I got it at a thrift store. I just like blue, and I love black. Yeah. This isn't my hair. I took it off a dead man. Yeah. He was a roller. He was a rocker and a roller. I tell you that much. He was fucking pancakes. That's right. He was absolutely batshit nuts crazy. Balls to the wall, flabbergaster to the last master, crazy. And it's not even worth talking about. I shouldn't have even said any of that because now I'm probably gonna get fired. Shit, the cops. Damn it. But anyways. It's okay, everybody. Just stay down. Stay down. Don't say anything. Just shh. It's Saturday night after all. And they ain't got nobody. They're after somebody, though. I hear them. Wait. Sounds like they're passing Hayes Drive. Oh, now they're on the Esplanade. Oh, South Clay. Damn, they're right near. I have good hearing. Perfect pitch, and the sirens are in A. Maybe A minor. Thanks, Patrick. You stay safe too, man. All you gotta do is put on some headphones and just rock out, and everything's gonna be just fine, yeah? Everything's gonna be just fine. Just fine. Oh, yes. I was thinking we could draw. Hold on a second. Let me flip this bitch around. Let's see here. Alright, that's the other side of the ring. And then this would come over here. Like this. And then it would kind of twist around like that. And this would kind of do this. Like this. It would kind of do that. Oop. And I could draw like that maybe. I don't know. It's worth a shot in the dark. Let's see. All right. My name is not important. I'm only going to be here for a little while. Until I switch over to the next incarnation. It's crazy that we even exist anyways. And existence is futile. Something like that. Shoot. Dang it. Earthquakes, everybody. I'm so sorry. Let's see if this one's any better. It's all coming together. I need another pen. What happened to our pen? What was that? Oh my god, there's a dragon in here. These poor pens, they're just like, put me to sleep, please. Just put me to sleep. Throw me away. This one deserves to go in the garbage. A little shadow here, a little shadow there. Why not? Big nostrils now. Let me see those nostrils. It's a portrait of my cat. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, this is my friend's band, Sleepy Seahorse. Hello, Ben. Happy Saturday to everybody. I call him Johnny Two Ears. I don't know why. It just sounded catchy at the time. I think it's because of his eyes. They're beautiful eyes. They remind me of ears, you know? I guess everybody usually has 2 ears anyways. I should have said 4 ears, but I, I didn't think that joke through at all. There's something going on with the brow. I don't know what it is. Of course, there's like something on the table right there. It's like wax or something. It's where the light is the best. This paper's really thin. Paper keeps moving. It doesn't take the ink as well as I was hoping. It feels like it would. I think it's just, I just pulled it out of a place where it's been for like 20 years, so I wonder if it's just because it's old. Or maybe the pens are the ones to blame. Definitely the fastest to dry pens. Inferior ink, but they do dry faster. And for somebody like me, that's kind of important. Gotta leave some mystery in there sometimes. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. But sometimes you just got to tell that paper, you have to tell that paper what's up. You've got to take your pen and you've got to strike the paper very hard sometimes. Otherwise the paper's never gonna learn. It's best to strike the paper when it's hot. But don't use a candle. Use your imagination. That's right. What was I saying there? Here we go, almost done. Some kind of crossover. It's all about rock and roll. You gotta almost make it look like it was already there. If you can. That's what if somebody's like, how do you do that? Or what makes you do this instead of that? Or what? No, you just gotta act like the drawing was already there. It wants to be created. That's what art is. It wants to exist. And it just endlessly exists as well. It's like eternal. This eternal frequency shoots across the cosmos, creates civilizations, creates supernovas. It's the rhythm of the universe. And everything within it feels that pulse and can ride that if you tune into it. It's those moments when you realize what it truly means to be a human being. Those moments are fleeting, but at least you can see you went on that ride, yeah. Okay. We're getting there. Ow. I mean, stupid thing. That didn't hurt. I can bring this down like that, maybe. Up there. I like jaw lines. I like jaw lines. I like drawing lines. Something like that. And then I can do maybe a... I forget what they're called, those triangle buildings. I want to say a parable. The parables. I can't remember what they're called. UFOs? Triangles. Big, not squares. Not squares. I think that's what you call triangles if you don't know how to say triangle in Greek. Okay. There we go. Now it looks just like my twin brother. We were separated at birth and we found each other 700 years later. in the Gulf of Mexico. Both of us were scuba diving at the same time, looking for ground squirrels that turned amphibian. Nasty little creatures, but they are worth a pretty penny on the black market. I tell you, amphibious ground squirrels. If you know where I could get some, let me know, please, because I've been searching like for a long time. Poor little bastards. But they're worth a pretty penny, that's for darn sure. Okay. Now I'm really pouring on the shit. Just a little bit of a garden up here. And this would come back down like this, and this would do this. Boom. And then I could even do this right here and pull it all back. Boom. It's just where you put the lines that makes it come together. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't have to spell it out any more than that, do I? Come on now. Oops. I really draw in the crowd. I can draw, but I wish I could draw a crowd. I used to average about 4 people watching. And it's weird. The last week has been like really dead. My videos haven't been getting nearly like the same amount of views they were like 2 weeks ago for some reason. Kinda sucks. Your mom. Your mom. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're well. There we go. Some kind of a self-portrait, disguised as a mermaid who drowned back in the 1990s in a swimming pool near Tallahassee, Kansas City. Now, don't ask me how that mermaid got that far inland, but I know things that others don't about mermaids, about rock and roll, all that kind of stuff, so I'll let you know as soon as I find out anything. But of course, you're free to do your own detecting, but pretty much just take my word for it. Sure, yeah. There we go. Just wanted to thin some areas out right there. And same right here, right there. Boom. Maybe fix that. It reminds me of my childhood bedroom. Now we're getting down to it.
And now the clamshell can be put on the top one last time. But if a tree shits in the woods, did a bear smell it? I don't know. That's not up for me, that's not up for you to figure out. That's up for the bear and the tree. Whoever dealt it smelt it, that's what I used to say. I know that doesn't make much sense now, but someday it will. Okay. Bloop, boop, 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 boop. So, in the, yeah, so here we go. Some nonsense here. Nope, can't do that. Nope, absolutely not. Yeah, why not? I'll try to just draw a little bit longer. Let's see. Hello, Milk. Hey, I've got a question for you. Got milk? Got milk. I just like saying the word. Do not take it from me. Please don't take the word from me. I just figured it would be easier to call you that. There we go, like snot in a bucket. Part rock, part water. Well, I figure that's what you've got to be sometimes. You've got to be the rock and you've got to be the water. Yeah, you have to understand that just as much as a rock can hit you on the side of the head and kill you, so can water split stone in half over the course of 3 billion years. Depending on the water, if it's hard water, oh, it's gonna knock that rock's dick in the dirt. But I wouldn't bet on it. I bet. Part rock, part water, 100% rock and roller. I think that's the way to go. There we go, perfect. Strange little mushroom creature going at the head, just like my head, after rock and rolling all night. But all alien, absolutely, Milk. Now you've got the recipe. Now we're cooking. Another kill drawing. I love this art. Well, mate, I love your comments. Maybe the comment gods will shine on me tonight as I sleep, and my audience will come back. I'm missing out on about 80% of my audience right now for some reason. I don't know why. It's like, I feel like I'm being stifled. Nothing has changed, except change itself. Anyways. Other than that, I'm doing good. It's just a bummer to see my numbers go down so much. I feel like I've been fairly consistent. But other than that, everything's going pretty good. I'm getting ready for a big move. Moving across the pond. That's right. I'm moving back to Antarctica. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's my... How is it your fault, Milk? You come with an expiration date. I don't. I know not what I do or how long I've got to do it. And that really just bums me out, mate. You know what I'm saying there? What? You getting it? You picking up my pumpkin pie? Huh? You shaking hands with Sally? Huh? You walking the dog in a non-walking dog leashed area? Hmm? 'Cause I'm right there with you, mate. Absolutely. Just trying to even it out a little bit. There we go. Like a burst of sharp little leaves, to put it quite literally. What country are you moving to? Oh, it's a continent, mate. It's called Antarctica. It's as far south as you can go. Cold as a bugger. Yeah? Bugging cold down there. I'm going back to a research facility. Yep, that's right, Therma. We ran out of coal for the ship, so I have to fly down there, see what's going on with the coal. And also, there's a research team that hasn't logged in over a week, and I'm a bit concerned about them. I need to go down there and check them out and make sure that they're alive and well, and that there's not some monster that has taken over the base again. Last time was quite awful. Took a while to get that beast down, but we did. At the expense of the entire facility, all the people in it. I didn't sleep well that night, but the next night and the next nights after that I was fine. It just took me a while. I never joke. You know that. You know this, Milk. And they don't call it the land of the penguins anymore. They call it Penguin Land. Or Penguinlandia. That's where all the Lumerians and the Atlanteans live. And I, one of the moon people, tend to want to live there as well. You see, there's a big frickin' hollow earth down there. And it's all flat, and I love it. I don't care who you are or where, whatever. Anything about you. As long as we can live in the hollow flat earth, I am good to go. Oh, sorry. No. It's not work. It's just a hobby. I'm gonna be flying out tomorrow morning. But I'm very tired, so I'm gonna have my cat use the airplane. I've been teaching her. I've been showing my cat Grand Theft Auto, and I think that she would understand how to drive a plane for like 45 minutes if I got tired, so I could make it there within a matter of hours. Wherever you are, wherever justice is needed, I'm there. And they called and I shall answer. I'm bringing this gigantic sword and everything. It's gonna be cool. I like to put kerosene on it and light it on fire when I'm fighting my enemies. I ask them, hey, hold on just a second, and I prep it up and get it all ready, and I light it on fire. I'm okay, go! And then we start fighting. It's really cool. I'm not moving to a country. I'm moving to Portland. Moving back to Portland, which is in another state. So it's kind of like, for me, it's like going to another country. But I'm gonna be able to get there and unpack in my old room that I used to live in, which is really cool. In a cool part of town and stuff. I'm in on the Central Coast in California, drumming away. I'm a drummer. Nah, I call everything a pond. Everything. I mean, I tell my mom when I go to Walmart, I say, hey mom. She says, yes dear. I say, I'm gonna be crossing the pond now to Wally World. She's like, huh, okay dear. Why are you talking like that, dear? I say, I dunno, mom. Okay dear. Drive safe now. Okay, ma. Okay, ma. Okay, ma. Okay, ma. See? Easy. Easy breezy. Everybody, that's very true. That's that's Italian. I crossed the pond to Italy, the Mediterranean. I call that like I don't know, like a puddle. I call that the puddle, because I can swim across the Mediterranean in 2 hours. I've done it once. I've done it twice. I've done it chicken soup with rice, and I can do it again. I promise you that. Hey, Daniel. Take care of yourself, my friend. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. I almost asked you too. Dang it. Well, at least now I know. Appreciate it though. Money, 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 money. Well, I can pay thousands and thousands of dollars. But I won't. I'll buy you a burger and a large fry. How about that? from the best burger joint in the whole world, Mickey D's. Mickey frickin' D's. Best burgers. I bit into one of those burgers the other day and it said, ouch! So dang good. Thank you, Milk. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna be doing the same thing, except I'll have more opportunities up there. A friend of mine from up there actually, he told me about these people who have a furniture shop and they're looking for artists to hang art in there just as something different to do, like a gallery slash furniture shop, which is very Portland. And the funny thing is, I was gonna write them because they put an ad out on Craigslist. And there's always like something that somebody will write on Craigslist that kind of I'm like, oh, that makes me want to not write, you know. But then my friend contacted me and he was telling me the name of the place. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was just reading about that on the Portland Craigslist. So basically, my point is that when I get there, well, at least here, pretty not like right away or anything, but I'll be able to like hang my art up at like some cool weird establishment. Because that's what I'm going to be doing up there is art, and I'm going to try to start a band and get some of these stupid songs out of my head. I mean, I've been doing that pretty much my entire life. But I figure I can't stop trying to start a band because I used to think that it was other people, but I'm pretty sure it's me. I'm just weird. And I can't I can't criticize them sometimes for things they do unless they really piss me off. That's pretty rare. Thanks for the kind words. I really like Portland. I've lived there a few different times now. And I've been going there since I was I think the first time my buddy Luke took me up there, I was 23. I think I was 23 or 24. Maybe 24. I just turned 24. Everybody in Ashland, because I lived at the very bottom of the state in Ashland for a long time and had roots in Grants Pass and stuff. And people would always say, "Have you ever been to Portland? You remind me of somebody from Portland." And somebody at my restaurant that I worked at said I dressed like people from Portland. This was back in 2003, 2004, you know? Before Portlandia. And I was like, oh, I must go to this Portland place. And I really did fall in love with it. Especially at night, the city. I lived on the west side for a long time. And I had to go through the city to get to work, you know, taking buses and walking and whatever. But the cities trip me out, you know. They're just it's just like looking at a beautiful sunset to me, like, except cities are just alive with people, and you gotta like be on your guard too, and to a certain degree, you know. Especially at night. I used to walk through that shit like wasted drunk all the way through. I would like walk from the east side all the way across the Burnside Bridge and just walk through downtown to get home. And I would be like saying things and singing songs and just yelling and screaming and shit. And like, I can't believe I never got jumped or even arrested. I did some crazy stuff. When I drank, I was a different kind of person altogether. Very, no inhibitions. Which, in a place like Portland, can be kind of dangerous. Or anywhere for that matter, but still. I think I've always had some kind of guardian angel watching over me because of that kind of stuff. I think back to some of the stuff I've done and been through, and I'm like, holy crap. If I was 1 second sooner, I would have been gone. I would have been a goner. Or 1 inch to the left, I would have been a goner kind of stuff, you know? I bet everybody has a story like that. Have you moved? Not yet, Aaron. Francis. Hi, it's so beautiful. I think you're beautiful, Francis. Hi, my name's Story Grub. Story Grain of Salt Grub. Take that. That'd be like if I was a politician, I'd say, I'm gonna lower taxes, lower your rent, and raise your wages. Hi, my name's Story Grub. Take that with a grain of salt. That would be my slogan. That'd be a funny sketch, you know? Take that with a grain of salt. Like he thinks it's... He thinks the... like it's some politician that thinks that means something that it doesn't. Yeah, that has a ring to it. That really does. Take that with a grain of salt. Hi, I'm Story Grub, and I want to be your congressperson. Take that with a grain of salt is my campaign. Because you're the salt of the earth, people, and I love you so much. You know, you could play with the idea like that or something. Anyways. Bing, bang, ba-ding, ding, ba-ding, ding. Hearts for me? Oh, thank you. I like hearts. My story is kind of like that, except I didn't have to worry about that much in the town I was in. Yeah, I was in a bunch of different towns. I did the same stupid... Every time I drank, I was just kind of like a volatile person. But, didn't matter where I was. But in Portland, it was kind of... I think the saving grace was that I just looked like a crazy person walking through town. And people tend to walk away from crazy people. Or like, yeah, people that are acting like I did. And I'd always have headphones in and listening to music too. And I wouldn't know if somebody was coming up behind me or, you know, like it's like kind of wild. But I was always kind of like looking around and scanning the, you know, my surroundings too, though. Even when I was pretty drunk, I did that. I was kind of brought up like that to watch my back, no matter what, no matter where you are. Small town or big town. I was just saying this the other day. Portland is just like a bunch of small towns just grouped together, you know? Because they really are just like different. Sometimes you go into a different part of Portland, but it's still Portland, but it feels like just it feels like a small town in California or something, you know? Or wherever, I guess, in Oregon. Forgetting where I am. Or almost am. But I love walking that city. And I love the bridges too because the freeway goes through town like right by the river, and it just the like energy of cities. I remember going to New York in 2019. We stayed in this building above Hell's Kitchen, and then beyond Hell's Kitchen, which was like 10 or whatever blocks, are these huge skyscrapers, and then like the rest of Manhattan is there, and it was just fucking crazy just sitting there in this really tall building in this Airbnb and like looking over the city and just watching it breathe and live. And you just see how it's just this thriving organism, this thing, this like not even, so bizarre. Cities are like that for me. It's like a big beast. It's like a big animal itself. It's an organism, and we're all bits and pieces of it. And it reaches out and just does things, and there's things coming and going, and there's water systems, and built every single building in these places had every single room in these buildings has a garbage can. Think about that, and think about like hospitals or something like that, and think about how many garbage bags that is at the end of the day in some places, and that's even just in one building on one floor of one building. I can't believe I don't know how we're not seeing garbage just like pouring over the mountains like in Idiocracy right now or something, because the amount of garbage that humans produce is categorically mind blowing if you really all put your old finger to it. Is this your self portrait? I can see why you didn't have to worry. Things are a lot different nowadays too than they used to be. Oh yeah, they are different. Everything is very, very heightened, and everybody's sort of seems like everybody's a little bit on edge. I gotta get off social media. You subbed? Thank you, Francis. Do I like your sense of humor? If this is your self portrait, I can see why you didn't have to worry. Why you think it's a handsome tub. That's definitely my tongue. I'm not gonna lie. My tongue. Of course, and I appreciate your company. I appreciate everybody that stops by and, you know, hangs out, because that's how it feels. And if anything, that's why it's, ow, my neck. Ooh. That's why it stings a little bit, because, gosh, for some reason my numbers are down, but there's people that I'm missing, like people that usually are there and they're not there, and I'm just like, what's going on? Maybe the bell needs to be wrong again or something. But if Pastor's out there, Pastor was. I haven't seen Pastor in a while. Not that I know. It's been like a while now. I miss Pastor. And if Pastor's out there, just say hi. But anyways, it just sucks when people stay for a really long time and then they kind of when people disappear. I'm like, hey, where did that person go? But I know I kind of get repetitive and stuff. But I guess what channel wouldn't, But I always appreciate the company, and it's always cool to make friends and have people hang out like they do, no matter what. Yeah, I agree. Well, the competition and like I think this time of the year is pretty crazy, and I'm not that entertaining. It's pretty much the bottom line. Even though I just started like doing these dress up things and like getting better at playing different characters. But then as soon as I do that, nobody shows up. I'm like, oh, I got all dressed up for nothing. And I feel like kind of a dork. But luckily for me, I was born in the darkness. I was born in it. I was born in the darkness. You mean the darkness? Yeah, the darkness. That's what I said, didn't I? No, you said darkness. No, damn it. I was born in the... Anywho, I hope everybody out there including you, Milk. Has a good evening. I appreciate the company. I'm gonna go rattle my bones inside and see if I can find a place for my soul to hide. And probably write a country western song about it. But yeah, have a good night. Splashing eggs over your head and jumping up and down like stuff that gets hits, I've noticed. Well, yeah, that's what I've sort of been saying lately too, is how if I were to do certain things or even talk about politics, I bet there'd be a lot more people here. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems like it because every other channel is sort of like, I don't know. I'm not knocking people, but I don't think I really found my I don't know, my style or something. My style changes so much, it's hard to kind of keep track of me or hold me down to one certain thing. But that's what I like about art, and that's what I like about being an artist too. And rocking and rolling, baby. That's what it's all about. Well, and I'm here for another week, but I appreciate that. But also, when I get up there, I'm, after I can afford it and everything, I'm going to try to find a spot where I can make videos and go live from and make my live streams more curated and have more of a focus. Or like, last night or the other night I did a drawing too and it came out, and I think this one is okay. But I don't know, more drawing. Less costumes, I guess. It's time I grew up. I'm gonna be 99 years old next week, and I need to do something. I need to do some push-ups or something. Good God. But yeah, I appreciate the company, Milk. Yeah, on here for a weekend, and I'll be going live all the time up there too, even from my bedroom. I'm gonna try to set up my bedroom to where I can, in the corner where I can make art or something. So, anywho, and that'd be a cool place to go live from too. It's really, my room is pretty. The guys I'm gonna be living with are really chill, really cool guys. And then also, I've lived with them before, so we're like old roommates, and they're really good guys and just a joy to live with. And then the house itself or whatever is actually pretty cool, like an old Portland house in this really cool Portland neighborhood. But yeah, it'll go good. I just kind of want to get there that way. I'm worried about my cat, to be honest, because it's a long drive. I'm taking a U-Haul, and she's not gonna know what's going on, and that makes me sad to kind of think about. What's up, vegan? 106. Whoa! Congratulations, Milk. I would call that expired. That milk has turned. Are you going to be in your old bed? I am going to be in my old bedroom. It's the corner room, right next to the bathroom. Best house or best room in the house. For me, anyways. And there's a lot of space for my stuff, and I lived there before, so it's already kind of got the vibe. So otherwise, I don't think I'd be moving up there. I would try to save up more money or something, or I guess I might, if I was really determined, I would have tried to find roommates. But they would have been strangers, and it would have felt like starting from scratch. But as it is, I'm moving into a place that I've already lived, and I even might get a job at a market that's like 2 blocks away. When I get there, I'm supposed to go in and talk to the manager, and it would be awesome to work somewhere that close to where I live, because I don't like walking to work. I mean, I love walking around Portland, but I don't like walking to work. Or, oh my God, sorry about that, great guitarra. But yeah, or trying to take the transit, or like relying on the transit and stuff like that. I don't want to have to do that, but I will if I have to. It's just that I would love to just like walk 2 blocks and be at work. And it's this cool market that's like sort of, you go in and it's sort of like underground or something, but it's like a really upscale market, and I know I could probably do the job pretty good. So, and then just try to do art as much as possible until I can make art my main gig. Moving pets is definitely the hardest. Yeah. Never really good time, especially in a band. Yeah, I hope to get a band going. There's a few places where I can play music at least and go and play my guitar. But I would like to rehearse like a nice. I need to like put a little set together, and just on the guitar and vocals and maybe harmonica or something, where I could go and just sort of like be solid, with my own 10 or 15 song set list sort of thing, and just start playing out solo until I can get something going. It's tea time. Have a good one, y'all. Later, Milk. I didn't know you were playing golf, man. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was going to be. Tea time is the best time of the day, But yeah, have a good night. And everybody else have a good night too. Thank you. Thank you, Vegan, for saying hi. Hope you're doing well. I want to show you something really quick. I found a picture of myself when I was a child, when I fell down and got my tooth knocked out from my little face. There it is. Can't really, there, yeah. You can kind of see my little lips. That I hit the coffee table with my mouth and I lost my tooth. My tooth's gone. And my lip is all busted. And if you look at my mouth, you can look at one of my videos or something. I still have a little lump on my lip like that. It's not as big anymore, but yeah, I was running through the house, and I've told this story on here a few different times, but running through the house, and my my brother was chasing me or something, and I tripped and I fell forward into the coffee table, the corner of the coffee table in the living room, and of course it didn't budge, and it just knocked my little face apart. So that was the first one. But right before that, I was in a sort of like a car accident situation where it messed up my top teeth as well. But I found this picture after like 20 freaking years. I thought it was lost, and I found it. Little old me back in the day, 1986. Oh man, yeah, there was blood. Oh god, it was like painful and terrifying, and yeah, it was just like a horrific experience. But anyways, my little lips. My little lips. Look at those blue eyes too. Dang. I know, and it's weird too. Like my little hands. I'm like posing like it looks like a freaking Mona Lisa. Like the hand. It looks just like freaking Mona Lisa. I was like, what? Why does that look so familiar? Oh, that's funny. Hands. Hands. I think my mom said smile, and I smiled, and it like she got this picture, and like right after that, I was probably like in a bunch of pain. They had to hold me down. Like my dad had to hold me down while they did this to my lip. There's like stitches in it. You can't really see it. Jeez, gives me the willies looking at it. Well, it's like 2 days later or something like that. Um, So yeah, because the night that it happened, my lip busted open. We lived out in the country, so we had to drive an hour to the hospital. And the whole time they just have a freaking rag over my face, and I was just crying and freaking out. It was dark. It was nighttime, and um, we got to Enlo in Chico. We got to Enlo Hospital, and I was flipping out and just wouldn't sit still for the doctor, and he said that if I didn't stop moving, he was gonna call the orderlies in and they were gonna hold me down, and I hated the sound of that. So I said that I would be okay, and then they sewed me up. I was 6 years old. But yeah, then that permanent tooth would grow in eventually, but it took like a year. So I went a long time having a missing tooth there, and then when I was 26, it got knocked out by some dude. So that's why I'm missing my front tooth, anyways. Oh man, yeah. End of the world. I'm just reading the comment. And even at this age, I remember the house that I lived in when that happened, and I remember having even at that little age, I remember lucid dreaming. It was some of the first times that I was having dreams. We lived way out in the country. I'm talking way out in the fucking country, in the valley in California, basically. And we commuted to school too, and it was like 10 miles to school. It was crazy. and but even at that age, I was having dreams. I would have dreams about Freddy Krueger, and Freddy and I would just be talking and chilling because I knew that I was dreaming. Or I would have such vivid dreams that I would wake up crying and stuff. But yeah, it's hard to imagine right now because I haven't seen this picture in a long time. And it's the only picture I have with that clear of a shot of my mouth like that after that happened. So I thought this photo was just gone, and then I found it today, so I'm so excited. Because it's like history to me, you know? It's history. Yeah, a little bit of horror comes into my stuff. A little bit of horror. Usually it's, with my art, there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. Because horror is a big word. And there's different things, you know, different levels of meaning, symbolism. But anywho, I'm gonna head out now. Really appreciate the company, guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. Be a light for others. And say hello to Amadeus. Because I'm coming. I am coming. Alright. Later, vegan. Hey, Petra. It's good to see you. Y'all take care now. I was like, my neck is killing me right now for some reason, but yeah. Have a good night or a day. Bye.